Hi, it's Jeffrey Cohen, Chicago Quantum. How are you? It's May 31st. It's still pre-market, and we're going to talk about the stock market. We're going to talk about our Chicago Quantum Net Score run and what we found. We're going to talk about some possible pre-market runners. We're just going to share with you some interesting info. We updated all the free data that we provide on our website, and that data gave us a new insight. There's a sector rotation or a market rotation going on. Something's different. Something feels different with the market. And I want to share with you what that is. Now, we have all the normal things we would look at. I don't know that any of them are going to share what we're finding. There's something just, you can feel it in your fingertips, right? Something a little different in the market. Market opens in 26 minutes, so we're going to be done by then. And let's show you what we have. Well, I guess just to show you what we have, right? So when we run our model, we find stocks that moved, that moved a lot actually, and that will continue to move. Let's just stick up a future screen there for you. So if you look at the futures, you think, oh, market's not going to do so well today, right? Red shirt. Red market. You see the Dow is down 0.67, 2/3%. You see the S&P 500's down this morning. Nasdaq's down. Russell's down. But the Nikkei was up in Europe. Europe fell. So what this tells me is that the folks in New York who came to work decided to sell everything, right? Decided to push the market down this morning. Bets on the market down. It's just interesting, though, because not everything's falling. The VIX is up a little. So now this is the scary part for me, is that gasoline wholesale is up 11 cents. It's up over $4 a gallon. And so that is a big, big rise in the price of gasoline, up to $4. So that's going to make people think, so I got to go to work. And so I know, right? I have daughters. One of them's out of the house now, lives with her friend. And they use their car to work. They deliver groceries. And so, but they sometimes have to go pretty far away to get customers. And so they might have to spend $30, $50 on gasoline in a day to make $100, $200, right? And so it's a lot of money. That's like, could be a quarter or a third of their earnings goes to the price of gasoline and the cost of upkeep on the vehicle. So look at that, $4.02. And so I think people are thinking about that. When you look at bonds, not a good day for bonds today. Look at the 30-year bond at 138.91. So that is down 3 points. That is down 2.125 basically percent. That's a big rise in interest rates. That's a big sell-off of U.S. government Treasury bonds. U.S. government Treasury bills are down 1%, and then the notes are down, 0.8, 0.5. But I want you to just keep that number in mind, 138.91 long bonds. And so there's a lot that will happen with the long bonds as they drop. That's going to be important for other videos as well that we make. So the VIX at 27.75. It's 30s for me is the big number. But Europe's down, US is down. So when you look at this, you think big money bet. So that the euro, 106.90, that thing's been over 107 for a while. So euro dollar at 106.90 says dollar is strengthening slightly, ever so slightly. Right? Dollar strengthening, but the dollar strengthening not against Europe. It's actually strengthening a lot more against the Japanese yen. Right? So the yen at 0.7s. That'll be interesting to keep track of. But so, I look at this, nothing that exciting, right? So the dollar's going to fall this morning. Oh, woe is me. That's not where the excitement is. But it's actually good to know. Jeff, you got us up this morning. What do you... No, this was what I had. This is what I had teed up for you folks. All right, fine. I'm at the spider, but that's not what I wanted. So, by the way, very frustrating. So we had some technical difficulties this morning, which was challenging for us. So let's take a look. So what was moving in the market? So SIGA we called on Friday. So SIGA at 1190. So that is dropping. So SIGA has traded 800,000 shares pre-market. So SIGA's running, and so the question is it going to run up or down? Just moving. If you've got money, a couple $100, and you want to start playing around up and down, SIGA's not bad. AMC's another one. 1.4 million shares traded pre-market. How did we find those? Well, when we run our model, here are 50 stocks with the largest volume versus last year's average volume, and we just run those through. We actually look pre-market, and so T-Rec, no, didn't trade at all. WTT, Big Lots, maybe Big Lots, no, 200 shares. We look, what would be a stock that might have moved? P-Lab? No, nothing's really trading there. So, and actually what you do is you run through all of them. You don't just wait. So let's look at SWTX. It's like 7,000 shares. It's not really moving. ONCT. This one traded 78,000 shares, but then it stopped. So it looks like maybe that was just BKSY, Black Sky Technology. 20,000 shares, but not really moving. MRTX. Nope. IOVA. So these are stocks that the last trading day on Friday traded a lot. So IOVA has traded over 100,000 shares this morning. Let's just watch it for a minute. Nah, not really moving. It's building. You see that? When that moves like that, that means people are issuing orders and then taking them back and changing them. But it's only 20,000 orders. It's not a lot. 20,000 shares. Turn Pharmaceuticals. Nope. CNCE. 70,000 shares, but still not much going on. It's a lot of... Looks like people are maybe trying to push a few stocks, right? So I'm looking. RMCF, Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory. No, that didn't trade. So I don't know. I don't see much. FTCH, Farfetch. Nope. 12,000 shares. Pre-market. Gap, GPS. Nope. So we look for stocks that are moving. So let's put up the ones we know. SIGA, we know, is pretty crazy. And then we're going to pick up... we're going to go back to our NASDAQ book viewer. We're going to log in. We're going to pull some AMC. So we know AMC is running 1.4 million shares. We haven't seen AMC run in a while. I got a heads up that it would probably be running this summer. People really thought, see, GME not moving. 14,000 shares. So let's go back to the way we would normally do this. So the first thing I'm going to do, maybe I just take a pause here. I'm going to share with you some data that we updated, some facts, right? Facts from Friday that helped us out. So this is our website. And we share investment information like crazy. So the first thing you want to look at is the S&P 500 finally broke positive over the year. But the Russell's down 16%, and the QQQ, which is NASDAQ Composite 100, is still down almost 7%. Negative beta stocks. A lot more stocks than normal. These are stocks that make a profit. Look at all those negative betas. So stocks are breaking from the herd. And that should actually freak you out a little bit, because normally there aren't a lot of negative beta stocks, but there's a lot of them. Negative beta stocks of companies that lost money. HUSA, Houston American Energy Corp, is moving in as an almost perfect hedge to the market. Zest. So this isn't hedge, monopar therapeutics. These are anomalous trading. If you really want clean negative beta, there's the Goldman Sachs physical gold, there's the US dollar, there's the ultra short QQQ, and then there's ETFs. There's short-term, bets on VIX. Because when VIX goes up, typically it's because the market is going to go down. So there's a little bit of a lag, but it's there. So that's interesting. Where's my high and low beta, right? So high and low beta matters, because here is where you see stocks that are going to move. They're profitable companies, and they're stocks that are moving with the market. Low beta are your safety stocks. These are profitable low beta stocks. So these are stocks that won't move very much, or that have not moved very much. They feel like relatively safe bets. There's a play here, by the way. Bank shares, Bancorp, Financial Holdings, Ameriserve, Investar, Community Corp, Community Banks, right? First Savings, Bancorp. So Jeff, why are you pointing out all these banks? Of course banks have low beta. They don't move, right? They're stable. They're not. You can make a lot of money on bank stocks. Just saying. Call me. 847-780-4401. We'll do this research. We'll make those bets together. I might want you to pay me, because we are an investment advisory shop. Call me. Hey, I got a phone. Actually, I got a landline. Love it for my business. There's high beta stocks as well that are money losers. That's why we looked at like Farfetch, Mara, Affirm, Party City, Riot. These are stocks that cleans a lot of Bitcoin, or Bitcoin-related miners, right? BTBT, CLSK for CleanSpark. So what happens is these are stocks, and also Block, SQ. These are stocks that move. They just move, but they lose money, right? But they move with the market, kind of like cheap bets, cheap dates. Don't take a lot of cheap dates. Find a nice person, right? So low beta stocks that lose money, I don't know why you'd want those. Vonage, it's fine. Maybe they turn around. And then TNA is a direction daily small cap, 3 times bull shares. It scores really high in our model. So that's interesting. So there's a lot more high beta action kind of happening, right? And there's other stuff in here, negative positive skew, leptokurtic, platykurtic, stocks that have fallen in price dramatically. There's just more action in the market on Friday, basically. That's what we saw over the years. So positive net income, largest declines. There's stocks that are down. Top 25 declining stocks versus last year average. Right, so the 25th stock is trading at 43.5% of the average last year. For money-losing stocks, so that's money-making companies. Money-losing companies, top 25 is only trading at 16% of last year's average. So your money-losing stocks have fallen almost 3 times as much at the extreme. Just be careful when you invest in companies that are not profitable. So what's a company that is not profitable, that trades like crazy, is AMC. So AMC is jumping through hoops. And so what I would say is, if you're, my guess is that the college students are home. They got a few bucks. They don't want a summer job. They want to play the stock market. And my guess is they're playing AMC right now. And they got a sure thing to play. Look at that. Woo! The problem is there's no sure things, guys. Just betting on volatility is fine. But look at that. pushing the S&P up. That's on Friday. Let's take a look at it on a 5-minute chart. Oh, this is not showing pre-market. Let's show pre-market. We'll go to Market Watch for pre-market. AMC. That thing's up 10% pre-market. There's people that have made their college, home for the summer money this morning, right? Because they buy pre-market, they sell pre-market. They don't care if it costs a couple extra pennies. Look at that thing move since 4 a.m. 14.60. They made $1 a share. 15.75. Maybe they're buying and selling. Maybe they already bought it 14.50. They already sold at 16, and now they're buying it back at 15 something. A lot of movement. Okay, and for those who want to appear a little more savvy, they're trading SIGA this morning. Now that thing is down, so they might have sold it in the morning, right? And so now they might buy it back. Who knows? We might buy it back at $10 if this thing goes up and down. These are memed stocks, right? And so I have a feeling that you're seeing BBIG. I have a feeling that you're going to see stocks. BBIG is another one of those memers, right? That are just going to start moving. And you're going to see a lot of volatility in the morning. In the morning pre-market. And so we track a lot of really volatile stocks. And so what we do is we set up a view in Yahoo Finance of pre-market movers. So AMC is up 9%. That's interesting, right? This one, I can't get pre-market volume, but that's okay. Let's take a look across the board. If I look at our efficient portfolio, it's not really moving. I mean, it's up, which means the market's probably going to do okay, right? So what's interesting now is futures are down, but the stocks that are going to run if the market is up this morning are up. So those are mixed messages, cross messages. Okay, money managers, mixed to down. So you look at that and you think, all right, people that are betting on money managers maybe aren't that optimistic pre-market, or they're just bored, right? Look at that. Retail is down. About 2/3, 3/4 of the stocks are down, but Alibaba's up. So China was up. By the way, I think when I went to bed, China was trending lower, but could be up. But not much happening in the retail sector. Let's look at crypto and physical miners. So physical miners are mixed. Crypto is up. Crypto miners. So if you look at Hut 8 mining, I think they're out of Canada. But even there, things are kind of not moving, right? So, but look at that. Marathon is up 8% this morning. So my guess is that people coming home from college, maybe they're going to play some Marathon, Coinbase, right? These are going to be like exciting stocks to play. I just say be super careful, right? Cannabis, not really running this morning. Mixed. Stocks. These are stocks that are, and we called the list. Just not moving. No. So where was the movement? The movement. Let's look at our down stocks. These are stocks that the model said run away from. Don't invest in. So BKKT is up a little bit this morning. We had a little whisper in our ear that might be something interesting. LWLG is the number one dog in our model. And so if we look pre-market at LWLG, this is one that we've seen true volatility, right? So if you look here, it's not really moving. It's up 3%. BBIG down 2%. SIGA is down 12.5%. That one's either going to run lower or run higher. But look at that. Volume is 102 million shares on Friday. Pre-market's traded almost 3 million shares. AMC has traded 9 million shares pre-market. So I guess what we're saying is For those who just want a kind of a cheap thrill, their stocks, right? Coinbase, Marathon, Digital Holdings, AMC, SIGA. These are the action stocks, right? And so there's people buying and selling. My guess is if I were to go on Twitter, I'd see a lot of that action. But for folks that are more like just investors, you're going to have to look elsewhere today. So we updated a lot of data. We see a lot more high flying. It actually feels a little bit more like the way it was last summer. Looks like it's coming back. And our model gives you that glimpse of what might be running, what might be up and down. Right? So if we look at the largest volume changes, that's how we find our runners. Is we look for the stocks that had just tremendous volatility and tremendous volume changes, the day before. And then you see, right, people are used to it. They've been alerted. Hey, this is interesting, right? This is moving. You're bound to make some money. You're not going to fall asleep trading this thing. Let's go. And so if we look at, let's say, Mara, which is kind of old hat, right? It's traded 100,000 shares. It's not much. It's got a nice spread. SIGA, AMC. So some people who are, okay, we have 4 minutes. Some people who are out there like dividend stocks. I want to point out some dividend stocks for you guys who like that kind of thing. They're actually starting to pay more dividends. Things are actually starting to roll. So no stocks pass our dividend list. But there's a couple good ones out there, and they're mostly still in the money manager space. Carlyle, Ameriprise, BlackRock, T. Rowe Price, Blackstone. Pay nice dividends. PayX, PNM, which is New Mexico Utility, ADI, McDonald's, Broadcom. Nice dividend stocks. If you like a dividend, they pay a dividend. You can build. But remember what we talked about, which is if you look at the money managers this morning, pre-market, they're down. So the futures are actually moderating. My guess is we're going to have a green day today. Who knows, right? But if I look at money managers, wow, they're actually starting to move into the green category. Carlisle's down 3% pre-market. I wouldn't bet against Carlisle. There's some really nice support for Carlisle out there in the markets. CG is so money markets are mixed. The futures are actually probably going to turn green just while we watch. Let's do a quick last check. Futures. Yeah, they're not so bad. By the way, let's take a look. So the 30-year bond, I would tell you the one thing to really watch today is if the 30-year bonds start to tap back to where they dropped to 134.94. That's a support level that breaks. That means yields are going to scream higher. So 30-year bonds, keep your eyes on that. Look for 134.94. We're at 139.19. That's a lot of movement, by the way. And then we'll go back to the VIX. I'm just always curious. The VIX at 2760. You're still elevated, but you're not that high. You gotta probably hit 34, 35 for another really big move. So the market looks kind of safe, looks kind of fun. Look at that. People making money on AMC this morning. People are making money on SIGA this morning. And so that's what I really wanted to point out. There's action in the markets this morning. You just have to know where to look. I want to thank you very much for watching. You guys take care now. Bye-bye.